Build a personal brand online. Strategies to build a personal brand. Hi, I'm Lucy Griffiths. I'm going to show you how you can easily build a personal brand and be yourself. How you don't have to feel like you've got to sort of conform and tick a box. I remember a few years ago, there used to be sort of coaches, and their personal brand would they'd all stand by the Eiffel Tower and have their picture taken. And while obviously that has really strong, iconic, international branding, that doesn't have to be you. And sometimes we feel like we need to be cookie cutter, fit into a certain box. But actually, the more that you can show up as you, completely and utterly you, the better it is. Now, it does help if that you have some photos and some branding that makes you look you, but also your most polished self. Because think about it. If you were meeting people for a sales meeting, you're going to sell your services, they would want to see you looking fairly polished and get to know you with some makeup on and your hair looking half decent. But when they get to know you, they actually don't care about that stuff. They really want you being authentically real. And so the more that you can show up as you and build those connections, that really matters. And so the ways that you can build connections are by creating touch points that your audience identifies with. So when you think about that, you want to think, what are the things that people will identify with me for? So for me, I talk a lot about my son. So my son appears in some of my branding. I tell a lot of stories about him. I'm a single parent. And so, that's really important that I manage my business life around my son. My son is also autistic, so I have other additional needs that I have to juggle. And so that takes a lot of time to manage that on a daily basis. And so by doing that, I need a business that works for me rather than I am a slave to the machine. And that's why I really went all in on building an automated business, building a business about passive income, because I wanted that freedom and flexibility. So those elements of my life are inherently tied up in my business. When it comes to choosing colours for your business, you might think, oh, what colour should I choose? And maybe you might talk to a designer and find yourself sort of trapped in this colour scheme of your website. What you want to do is pick colours that are inherently you. And so it is part of you and everything that you do. So I have always loved, can you guess? Pink, yes. Even in the days when I was working as a TV reporter in countries around the world, I would always wear pink. I mean, there are photos of me where I'm working in Afghanistan or Pakistan and I'm wearing bright pink because I love it. And so I was well known for trotting around the world with my pink clothes, my red handbag. And so taking those branding colours into my business was an absolute no-brainer. There was no way that I would be able to think about other colours because I've always loved those colours. So choose colours that you love because you're going to be sick of them if you don't love them. So really think about that, of how you can build a strong brand identity using colours, using things that you love. I've always been into flowers and I've been really floral. I love flowers. I always have roses in my house. So it was a no-brainer for me to be floral, to have roses, to have those things in my branding. And don't be scared to have those things. Even if you're working with men and women, you can still be feminine and work with men. That's not going to make them say, oh, I'm not going to work with that person. They want to work with somebody because they identify with you, because they think you're good at what you do. And so you want to make sure that you are having those things that help you to stand out, whether it's leopard print or purple or whatever it may be. Have those things that get you to stand out, but They are also about you, and people can identify with that brand. Now, it may be that you are someone who's really into long distance running, or you work out in a particular way, or you have tattoos, or you have a particular health condition. All of those things can be part of your personal brand that people can identify with. It helps you to build a tribe. It helps you to build a community. I have friends who talk about their ADHD or their autism, and that helps them to build a tribe of people who also get them and connect with them. So don't worry about those things. Sometimes we can think that the things that are actually our kind of weaknesses are things that we should hide away, that we're ashamed of. But actually, those things can be our biggest strength. They can be the core of our personal brand because it's what people identify with. And the people who also have those issues, or they are attracted to people who, talk about those issues. They like that vulnerability. They like the strength that you show despite whatever challenge you have going on. That can help you build your personal brand. So step into your power. Own whatever it is that you have going on, and it can really build your brand. For me, I talk about my incontinence a lot. So when my son was born, I had major incontinence issues. And so that meant that I couldn't go back to working as a journalist, which I worked, for many years as a TV reporter. So I had to do something different. And that's when I started working in the online world, started building my own business, online business, helping people to get confident on camera. But that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the fact that I had those health issues. Yes, I was ready to do something different, but the health issues was the catalyst. And so when I started talking about that issue, people would say, oh yeah, I have that issue too. They really relate to it, and they thank me for talking about that issue. But at the same time, other people who don't have that issue think, oh wow, that's really inspiring, or they admire you for doing that thing, despite the health issues you may have, despite the challenges. So don't feel that your particular issue, whatever it may be, is something to hold you back. You can use it at the core of your personal brand and use it as a strength so that it can help you to shine and stand out in the online world. There is a sea of people in the online world, and it will help you to cut through the noise and stand out. You have got this, I promise. If you want more tips and suggestions to help you with building your online business, then don't forget to click the button below to subscribe or hit the bell, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye bye.